Hello, everybody. I am doing my second Facebook Live of all times here this evening. I was challenged by someone to just make it happen on my regular Facebook feed, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about websites. Most of you who are connected to me know that I primarily host and maintain websites. I use WordPress as my primary platform, but I also have experience with Shopify, and I'm familiar with most of the other tools out there. And I just want to talk about a couple of things. There are a lot of tools out there, and a lot of them make it really easy to build your own website. And there's two primary reasons why I don't recommend using something outside of WordPress, and my second choice would be Shopify for some of the same reasons. Shopify is, if you're not familiar with it, specifically geared towards e-commerce. So if you have a site that is just e-commerce, then Shopify may be your best platform, especially if you're not as comfortable with some of the technical pieces. Otherwise, WordPress all the way. Hi guys, thanks for joining me. WordPress has about 75 million users, so it is very widely used. I think the current numbers are somewhere around 29% of all websites on the internet are built on WordPress, which tells you how much it's liked, how much it's used. That creates a couple of things. It's always in development. People are always out there creating new plugins, creating new themes, wanting to keep it current with technology, doing things to improve the security of it. You can find developers and designers who are comfortable with it and can help you with your site. And you can also find a lot of just everyday users out there who are more than willing to share with you what they've learned. It also has a lot of themes that have been developed out there because of this that you can choose from if you don't want to start from scratch to develop your own look to your site. Although many themes provide the options where you don't have to be a developer and you can do something that is very much branded for your business using a theme that's already out there. There are over 50,000 plugins out there. If you're not familiar with a plugin, what that does is add function to your site. So if you need to create a form, then you need a plugin that is for creating forms. If you want a calendar on your website, then you need a calendar plugin. And having over 50,000 of them available and new ones coming online all the time creates just a huge amount of opportunity to get your site to do just about anything you want it to do without any, potentially, or very little custom coding knowledge needed to make those things happen on your site. And the other piece, which is probably, I think, one of my the most important pieces for me, is that Google just prefers WordPress. So using another platform can really get you into some trouble because you don't have some of the key pieces that you would have if you used WordPress. The main things are that it is very much a platform that's developed for content. It started primarily as a blogging software or content management system, they call them, a CMS, and it is expanded into a lot more than that. But blogs that are built on WordPress, they're there because it's so content friendly, and content is king. It's what drives traffic. It's the number one thing that drives traffic is quality content, and more of it and more of it and fresh. You need to keep it fresh. The other thing is that it's very SEO friendly, so it has some things built into the platform already that create a better environment for the search engines to be able to identify what you have on your site. There are also tools out there that make it very easy for you to add specific pieces of search engine optimization that will help your site rank higher in the search engines. Not all the platforms out there are easy to use. There are some platforms out there that use your website to promote their platform and do things in the back end that actually can hurt your site without you knowing it. And the other reason that Google really likes WordPress is because it's mobile friendly. Of course, you need a theme and you need to be checking your designs on different devices, because what you do can make a difference in how it is viewed. But in general, it is mobile friendly. We have some new people joining us, so I just wanted to say hi and thanks for stopping by. So mobile friendly is one of the #1 things that Google is using in how it judges a website. And if your site isn't mobile friendly, if someone is searching on a mobile device, your site will not come up. It just won't. So it's really important to make sure that your site is mobile friendly. So those are kind of the big reasons that I recommend WordPress as a platform for your website. The other piece kind of ties back to something that a client said to me several years ago, actually, when I was just starting out in business, and I've been doing this full time for over 10 years now, and I was doing it part-time prior to that. And I've used some different content management systems to build websites. I've been using WordPress exclusively, other than some Shopify, for over 10 years now. But she said to me, I don't know what I don't know, and I want you to share that with me. And that was just really powerful. And I think that's why not only is it important to use a system to build your website that is credible with the search engines, that is credible with other users out there, that you're going to be able to find the support that you need, both free and paid, is that when you're building a website, you don't really know what you don't know. And it's important to understand there's so many different aspects of building a website. There's not just design, and design is there primarily to support your content. So you can build a pretty website, but it doesn't mean that it's going to accomplish what you need it to accomplish. It just means that it's pretty and people will like to look at it. Some sites that are attractive, all of the content gets completely lost. It isn't, people don't see it because they're so focused on the look of the site and they miss the point entirely. There's the importance of understanding who your target market is and what it is that appeals to them. What colors do they like? There are certain colors that men prefer over women. There's colors that evoke different emotions, make people feel a different way. There's colors that naturally attract people to do something, to take action on something. And all of that is just really hard to really fully grasp when you're working on your website exclusively, or maybe yours and a friend's. Working with someone who does it full time and has worked on a lot of different websites and works hard to stay on top of all of the new information out there is invaluable. If you don't know what you don't know, you really just don't know what you're missing and what you could do with maybe just a few minor tweaks to make your site that much better. Ultimately, there's a couple different styles of websites. It's perfectly fine to have a brochure style website, which means that it's really just a placard of information. People go there, they can see what you offer, they can see what you charge, maybe they can contact you, but they're not actually going to do anything off of your website except get information. But if you're looking for your website to convert people, convert users, visitors into actual paying clients or customers, you need to understand how all of that works together. And it's just a lot of information to really grasp. And that's why I recommend working with somebody that is involved to whatever level. There are people out there that will let you do as much as you want to do, but just be a guiding force and giving you feedback and some direction along the way. And that can just be really invaluable information when you're developing a website. So we have a handful of people in here. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, you can pop them right in the comments. Otherwise, I just kind of want to recap what we talked about. I talked a little bit about why I recommend WordPress as a platform, because it's so popular with users out there, as well as Google having a preference for WordPress websites because they are focused on good content. They're more search engine friendly and they're more mobile friendly, which is really important if you want to show up in the search engines. You also have such a large variety of options available in terms of design and function, with there being over 50,000 plugins available out there, and those are what provide the function on your site. And just a reminder of the importance and the value of working with somebody else who really knows what they're doing, because you don't know what you don't know, and it's just invaluable to have somebody supporting you along the way to make sure that you aren't missing some of those key pieces that just a tweak here and there could make a huge difference in your business long term. So I've got my, you can reach out to me through a private message if you have questions. I know sometimes it's a little intimidating to ask in front of a group of people, but feel free to reach out if you do have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And I really appreciate those who stopped by for hanging out here with me for a few minutes so that I could reach this goal of doing my second Facebook Live. And hopefully I'll get a little more comfortable and there will be more to come. Thanks again. Have a good night.